Just 10 weeks into the 2023 season, the Jordan Love experiment looked dire. The Packers were 3-6. Love was completing just 59% of his passes. Some sheethead on YouTube said it was a sheet show. After Favre, Rodgers, Jordan Love was the last guy to be the heir apparent. But then everything changed. Come week 11, halfway through the season, and suddenly he looked like a completely different player. He was more comfortable, LaFleur trusted him, the offense clicked into place, and the man went from out of a starting role in season 1 to one of the best young quarterbacks in the NFL. The two problem areas I cited were 1, his inconsistencies attacking deep, even though he did it the 5th most in the league, and then 2, Matt LaFleur was failing to properly scheme up defenses. The primary way Love improved as a deep passer, he found his own identity as a quarterback. I mentioned in my last Love episode that he didn't have an identity. He tried to make himself a deep ball thrower, but he struggled to connect down the field in rhythm and had one of the lowest completion rates in the NFL. Well, he recreated himself as an extend the play artist and boosted his deep passing QB rating from 60.4 to 119.9. He did it by doing something no coach will ever tell you to do. He throws off his back foot to extend plays better than anybody I have ever seen, and he made it his identity. Against the Cowboys in the wildcard upset, Dallas is playing Tampa 2 zone with 2 deep defenders and a middle run-through linebacker, and the Packers are running dagger, but a deeper version deep down the field. Dagger is good against Tampa 2 because the vertical receiver clears out the linebacker so the dagger route can sneak in behind him. But as I said, this is deep dagger, so by the time Love hits his back foot, Romeo Doubs is far from open, and Micah Parsons is closing in. Right here, if the quarterback isn't hitting a checkdown, this is gonna be a sack. But Love creates a second play by moving around, then throws off his back foot and is accurate enough 35 yards down the field. A ton of plays fail when quarterbacks are thrown off their spot, especially when it's Parsons flying 100 miles an hour at you Rashee Rice style. But this is what makes Love different. He repositions himself with his eyes down the field, and then look at this off-platform, off his back foot throw. He has the arm strength to do this over and over. He carved Dallas up with 48 points, 3 touchdowns in his wildcard beatdown. And while it appeared like Dallas's defense was crapping the bed with receivers wide open, it was Love's extend the play ability which is what made them pay. If you've studied Stephon Gilmore's film before, you know that in man coverage with 1 high safety, he's gonna undercut crossers because he knows if you go deep, he has help over the top. So LaFleur dials up a good play where Romeo Doubs fakes that crosser. The only drawback is you need a ton of time for your quarterback to hold the ball. Just as Doubs is making his break, Parsons is screaming off the edge. Not a lot of quarterbacks could make this throw and buy just this extra little second to hit Doubs deep, but Love has his new identity, and I missed that on the first go-around. He improved deep big time as we've seen, but also started throwing deep less, about a 20% decrease. Earlier in the season, he was pushing the ball trying to make the big play, pressing too hard maybe, and to me it looked like he wasn't accurately reading the field. Check out earlier in the year on XZ Read, a LaFleur staple, where he's trying too hard to force the ball deep. Both the X and Z receivers run read routes at about 18 yards where they'll read the coverage. If they can continue deep, they do, but if there's a defender over the top, they sit down. While Doubs is splitting the bracket, so it is technically open, if Love scans the field more, he has Christian Watson wide open over the middle. But as I said, he forced the ball deep too often, and he wasn't effective. But then a few weeks later, they run the same play. Now both guys sit down with defenders over the top. But here Love is able to find Bo Melton, who's more open, and shows he's improved at reading the field and isn't just gunning the ball deep. This was another area I saw early on that I whiffed on. On film, he could hit his first read pretty consistently, but when he was forced to progress to his second, third, or fourth read, he struggled. But he has taken a massive step, or steps, to improve as a processor. Watch as he gets to this backside dig when the Lions bracket Christian Watson's corner route, Love's first read at the top. We've been talking about backside digs on here, but to reiterate, they're challenging because you don't get to vision your receiver the entire play, and you're not sure where the backside defenders are since you're not looking at them. Love is processing more information than he was before. Look how he checks to see if Watson is getting doubled, checks to see how the backside coverage is moving at the snap, then when he sees his guy not open, boom, backside dig is on the money. When we dive into our second category, Matt LaFleur struggling to design a quality game plan and just generally struggling on certain play designs and minute details, I think he was in a major transition time himself. Rodgers was gone, his only ever quarterback, who required a unique offense. This is the youngest overall offense in the league with a ton of first and second year receivers, and then obviously Love too. LaFleur had to reinvent himself, and he did. After week 10, you could tell he started preparing his quarterback to the point where he allowed him to start taking command of the offense, something we hadn't seen in the first half, so Love was constantly checking into the right play calls with LaFleur's help. He also developed a nasty fake snap where watch the Cowboys jump into their cover zero defense. Cover zero means it's man coverage one-on-one, where everybody has inside leverage, and Dallas is bringing one more pass rusher than the Packers can protect. So Love changes the protection, brings his tight end Tucker Kraft into block, and watch the motion. It forces the Cowboys to switch, so now Stephon Gilmore is outside leverage on the post, and Love, falling off his back foot, makes a perfect throw up the middle. He used his cadence to get defenses to jump out of their disguise constantly, and when paired with his impressive ability to throw off his back foot, the NFL is now officially on notice. The Vikings are trying to show a one high safety coverage where this post from Jaden Reed wouldn't be open, but Love fakes the snap, and Cameron Bynum sprints off the hash, which shows the Vikings are in some sort of too high coverage. The thing is, their other safety Harrison Smith is down in the box, so Love knows there will definitely be a void since one of the Vikings' cornerbacks will be playing the other half. And once again against Tampa 2, now you can see the linebacker waiting on dagger if it's coming, and Love throws a perfect ball slam dunk over the top. Another area he's improved in is when facing pressure. His completion percentage shot up 9 points, he gained 1.2 more yards per attempt. It's cause he's improved at relaxing under pressure, even with D linemen in his face, then just takes this little step back and rips you up and down the field. He's gotten really good pre-snap, really good post-snap. When he started putting both together is when everything totally clicked. Even though this wasn't complete, look at what he does. He sees his running back is matched by a linebacker, so he knows it's man coverage, and he sees it's one high safety, so he knows shock will be the perfect concept. And if the safety shades way over, or just stays deep, he'll have his favorite backside dig coming open over the middle once again. Shock is good because the slot fade runs away from the one high safety and has a stick and curl underneath. But when Kyler Gordon busts his ass outside, which neutralizes the slot fade, and then Eddie Jackson closes a little too quickly on the dig, Love creates a second play and places this ball perfectly. His passer rating on plays where he held the ball longer than 2.5 seconds jumped from 68.2 to 107.9. So he turned what was one of his weaknesses into one of his biggest strengths. The main catalyst is really his ability to just slightly extend plays, whether it's either this little movement to create more time in the pocket, the fading off his back foot to create just an extra inch away from the pass rusher, or both. His extension of the play has turned him into one of the league's deadliest weapons, because he can hurt you late into the down like few others can. There are just countless examples of him being able to burn defenses deep when it looks like the play is dead. The part of the evaluation I missed on the most isn't something that he needed to improve on, but something he needed to add. LaFleur didn't trust him to truly be himself, but once he relinquished his hold on Love in the offense and let him grow into his truest form, even if it's unconventional, that is when everything blossomed. LaFleur himself needed time to reimagine this offense with a new quarterback, a bevy of talented but incredibly green receivers. Well, now the Packers have one of the best offenses in the league, and I was dead wrong. Love has improved his deep accuracy by extending the play, has gotten way better at getting through his reads through improved pre- and post-snap processing, and LaFleur has ironed out the details in his offense, and by giving Love more responsibility, has made this entire team way better. The Packers open the season as one of the best young offenses in football. And with Jordan Love, an entire receiving core 5 deep all on rookie deals, and one of the NFL's best offensive minds, it's time once again to start thinking title time in Title Town.